Coming up next, boys high school basketball on your sports leader in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Welcome back to the Pioneer Gym here at Elyria High. Tim Elkhorn, former Midview boys head basketball coach Troy DeFranco, on-site engineer Jared Kozar, and back in the studios of AM 930. WEOL spinning the dials on this Saturday night. Terry Howell, great to have you on board. Should be a fun championship game here at Elyria, as it'll be the Vermilion Sailors and the Lorain High Titans. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Vermilion at 8-1. Under head coach Kurt Habermill, he will send them out this way. It'll be 6-foot senior Jonah Feil, along with another senior, 6'2", 12th grader Seth Hurd. Another senior, 6'3", Mason Montgomery, along with Reese Miller, who did not play last night. So Reese Miller in the lineup tonight, 6'1" senior, along with 6'5" junior Zach Kovac. For the Titans from Lorain High, it'll be 6'4" junior Jordan Jackson, along with 6'6" senior Tavon Pierre-Louis, 6'2" senior Devon Grant, 6' junior Deontay Benajan. Of course, he moved in to Lorain from New York. What an addition he has been. 17 points per game. And rounding out the starting five, Cam Davis, the defensive specialist. He's a 5'7" senior. Great to have WLCS TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television, tied into our audio feed tonight. We do appreciate that very, very much. Of course, all you folks listening in Lorain, you'll be able to watch it pretty quickly on WLCS TV 20. And don't forget about that TV 20 YouTube page. Here we go. Sailors are the home team tonight. Thank goodness for that. They don't have those awful black uniforms with purple numbers that I couldn't read last night. Oh, thank you for Vermilion being the home team. And Lorain, the road team, in their dark blues. Here we go. Vermilion controls the tip, and the Sailors have the basketball. They're going right to left along your radio dial. Out front, Mason Montgomery gives it in the left corner. 3-ball Miller. Good! Reese Miller hits a 3-ball for Vermilion to start things off. So the Sailors jump out to a 3-0 lead. Good shot for Reese Miller. Tavon Pierre-Louis hands it at the top of the circle to Devon Grant, bounces it to Jordan Jackson. Jackson comes left of the lane, strong to the bucket, and he scores. Jordan Jackson puts Lorain on the board. It's a 3-2 ball game. Vermilion to the other end. Montgomery, baseline right, jumper no good. Rebound Kovac. Kovac head and shoulder fake, put it up and in. Zach Kovac with a putback for Vermilion, and they lead it 5-2. Just underway here at the Pioneer Gym. Championship game of the 2018 Lorain County Holliday Tournament. Right wing, Grant hit a 3-ball. Devon Grant, that's his 30th of the year, and it ties this game at 5. Into the forecourt for Vermilion, Seth Hurd. Hurd weaves his way to the top of the circle. Seth Hurd down the left side to Jonah Feil. Feil had his pocket pick, out of there with it. For Lorain, Cam Davis drives, missed a layup, tipped up and in by Benajan. Benajan with the follow, makes it 7-5. Lorain leads for the first time tonight. Left of the lane, Jonah Feil for Vermilion, threw it out front to Seth Hurd. Served against Devon Grant. Hurd to the free throw line. Hurd had it knocked out of his hands. Here comes Tavon Pierre-Louis, heads to the bucket, he drives, he scoops, he scores. Tavon Pierre-Louis. So 4 Titans have scored.
And that's a 7-0 run. We talked about those runs at the beginning of the game.
9-5. Lorain with a 4-point lead. 2 minutes off the clock. Out front, Mason Montgomery. Ball knocked out of his hands. Long pass down the floor to Tavon Pierre-Louis. Louis will dribble into the right corner. Tavon Pierre-Louis now to the foul line. Threw it underneath. Got it to Jackson. Powered it up. Missed it. Rebound Lewis. Put it up. No. Tipped up and in. And Kurt Habermill will get a timeout. Quick timeout by the Sailors. They'll credit that putback to Jordan Jackson on the tip. It's 11-5, and Vermilion takes that quick 30-second timeout. Troy, you just mentioned it. Bang! 9 straight points by Lorain.
That's what you have to try to avoid. It's so hard. 4 of them come off of offensive rebound tip-ins, but it was all predicated on the defensive end. Some steals, the defensive specialist, Cam Davis, getting a steal, getting it started, and then another one after that.
I got to say hello, great big shout out to one of the biggest Vermilion fans there is, our buddy Cliff German from Germans Villa.
I'm sorry I missed that ham. I heard he brought a ham over to the Zavara house.
Oh, well, everybody else missed it too. It somehow disappeared once Dave Zavara saw it. When nobody else saw it. Cliff brought it in as off the timeout. Vermilion coming down the floor. Ball knocked out of bounds by Lorain's Jordan Jackson. Yeah, Cliff came walking in, displaying the beautiful ham. Dave said, "Look at that ham." And that's all anybody did, because then it just disappeared. They feed it down low to Kovac in traffic. Knocked out of his hands, out of there with it. Devon Grant for Lorain. Grant to the forecourt. Whoops it in the left corner. They get it out front to Tavon Pierre-Louis. Back in the corner, and he threw it right by Benajan out of bounds. 5:23 to go, first quarter. Lorain on a 9-0 run. They lead it 11-5.
Both teams man-to-man. Lorain's just picking up full court.
File into the forecourt. Jonah for Vermilion heads to the baseline. Lob out front to Montgomery. Down the left side. Reese Miller, 3-ball. That one's around the rim and out. Rebound grab by Lorain's Jordan Jackson. They feed it down the floor to Benajan. Benajan under the basket in the left corner to Davis. Davis tried to save it in, and he did. He bounced it off Jonah File out of bounds. 4:58 to go. I think that's Bob's phone that's vibrating. Hey, Bob, you got to move your phone, buddy. Out front, Jackson, 3 off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound, Seth Hurd.
I thought I was getting shot.
See, we're getting tasered up here. Hurd to the forecourt, tried to get it down low to Kovac. Ball knocked out of bounds by Devon Grant. Bob from TV 20 has his phone sitting right next to our microphone. It was vibrating. What is Joe Bach texting you over there? And our mic picked it up. We're like, what is buzzing up here? Right wing, File, 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Tavon Pierre-Louis for Lorain High. Tavon Pierre-Louis to the forecourt, rumbling down the lane, got away with a walk. No, he didn't. He got called for the travel.
Good call.
3 officials working tonight's ball game is Zeno Regas, Mike Machenko, and Kevin Robertson. 11-5, Lorain by 6. 4.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Championship game of the Holliday Tournament here at Elyria. Vermilion with the basketball. Seth Hurd out near the half-court line, down the left side to Miller, lob into Kovac. Kovac into the lane, his pass deflected, grabbed by Grant, 3-on-1. Grant in the middle, stops, 3-ball, around the rim and out. Rebound Mason Montgomery for Vermilion. Montgomery got it to Seth Hurd. Hurd at the 3-point arc. Hurd in the left corner to Miller. He'll shoot a 3. Got that one. Reese Miller, his second 3-ball of the night. And it's an 11-8 ball game. The Sailors are back to within 3. And at the other end.
Yeah, turnover over and back. Saved it, went into the backcourt.
So the ball goes back to Vermilion. 11-8. Lorain by 3. 3:53 to go here in the first quarter of play. Boy, good-sized crowd here at Elyria. And again, both of these schools and communities have great fan bases. 2 outstanding programs. Kovac on the left wing. He'll shoot it. He'll miss a 3. Rebound grab by Devon Grant for Lorain High. Here come the Titans. Grant stutter steps to the foul line. Shoots. Good. Patented Devon Grant right there. Makes it 13-8. Steal and a bucket by Deontay Benajan. Again, those explosive points. 15-8. Lorain by 7. Up the left side, Montgomery. Montgomery against Benajan. Hits the brakes. Got it out front to Jonah File. Jonah File for Vermilion on the dribble. File had it knocked out of his hands by Grant. Grabbed by Jackson ahead to Tavon Pierre-Louis. Look out! Pow! With 2 hands. Tavon Pierre-Louis with a dunk. And Vermilion says we need a full timeout. We'll take a break. The Tavon Pierre-Louis slam has given Lorain a 9-point lead, 17-8 Titans on the WEOL cage matchup on AM 930. Troy Online.
WEOL.com.
Troy, you made a great point during that quick 30-second timeout. Lorain loves to play the game in spurts.
Yeah, it was 9-0. They had a 9-0 run, and then now they're in the midst of a 6-0 run. Vermilion brought it back to 11-8, and then boom, 6-0. Makes it 17-8, Lorain.
Titans by 9 with 3:03 to go here in the first quarter of play. Tim Elkhorn, Troy DeFranco here at Elyria High, the championship game of the 2018 Holiday Tournament. 8-1 Vermilion, 7-0 Lorain, 17-8 Titans by 9. Vermilion off the timeout, left side of the forecourt. Mason Montgomery got it out front to Reese Miller. Reese Miller in the lane, hooked it up, in and out, and back in again. Good start for Reese Miller. He's got 8, and Reese Miller makes it a 17-10 ball game. Lorain by 7, 2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Titans going left to right in those dark blue road uniforms. Tavon Pierre-Lewis, left corner Benejan. Rainbow 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, though, grabbed by Aaron Whitehead, who's checked in for the Titans. Out front to Grant, run of the lane, put it off the glass, no good. Rebound grab by Jonah File for Vermilion. Bounces it to Miller. Miller ahead to Hurd, 3-ball, good! Seth Hurd, nothing but net. Big shot there for Seth Hurd, and it's 17-13. So Vermilion responds with 5 straight to get it back to a 4-point game. Aaron Whitehead out front for Lorain, tosses it to Benejan. Benejan on the weave to Devon Grant. Grant top of the key, long 3, short off the rim. Rebound tapped out front, and it's grabbed by Jonah File for the Sailors. Here comes Vermilion with 1:40 on the clock, down by 4. File right in front of the Lorain bench, right side to Montgomery. Ball knocked out of his hands. Out of there with it, Aiden Brown for Lorain. Brown is checked in. Got it to Tavon Pierre-Lewis. He'll shoot a 3. He'll hit a 2-ball. They said his foot was on the line. Tavon Pierre-Lewis' foot was on the line, and it's 19-13. Lorain by 6. Left of the lane, Montgomery got free, laid it up and in with the left hand. Good cut to the bucket by Mason Montgomery. 19-15. Sailors back to within 4. They may have weathered the storm here, Troy.
Very remarkable to weather those 2 runs, 9-0, 6-0.
Grant on the left wing, top side to Benejan, around on the right wing to Aaron Whitehead. Whitehead back in the middle to Benejan, quickly left wing to Devon Grant. 50 seconds to go. Grant around a pick now, bounces it to Brown. Brown got it out front to Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Stutter steps down the lane, up, no, but foul. And so Tavon Pierre-Lewis will shoot 2 free throws. That's our first foul in the game.
Foul number 12, Mason Montgomery.
And it's called on Mason Montgomery.
Comes with 45 seconds left in the quarter.
Well, that's good officiating. Let him play out there. 1 foul in 7 minutes and 15 seconds. You gotta love that. Tavon Pierre-Lewis hits the first free throw. He leads all scorers. He has 7. 20-15. Titans by 5. 45 seconds to go. Lorain next Friday night, back home to Maple Heights. And then a week from Sunday, they'll take on Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary at Elyria Catholic. As part of the play-by-play class. I think so. We'll be there.
Yes.
Me and you, Jared, Big Ed, the whole WEOL crew. 21-15, 6-point lead for Lorain. Hurd, left corner, 3-ball by Benko, in and out, as Benko has checked in for Vermilion. And in the backcourt, ball lost out of bounds by Aaron Whitehead for Lorain. So it goes back to Vermilion.
Nice hustle play by Benko there. Caused that turnover after missing the 3.
Sailor ball down by 6. 31 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. File looking, and there's that 5-second violation. And now Tavon Pierre-Lewis, who had gotten a very quick rest, is back in the ball game for Lorain High. As Aiden Brown will take a seat. Well, just trying to inbound against Lorain can be a challenge.
So quick defensively.
So here comes Lorain, leading by 6. Tavon Pierre-Lewis drives and scores. Just took it right to the rack. He's now in double figures with 10. 23-15. Vermilion at the other end, down by 8. 16 seconds to go. Seth Hurd on the right side, threw it in the lane. Ball deflects out of bounds, and it went off Jonah File. So Lorain's going to get one more crack.
John Rossitano wants the last shot here. 12 seconds to go.
11.9 left in the first quarter. Titans with an 8-point lead, 23-15. Here comes Tavon Pierre-Louis, off to a terrific start with 10. Tavon Pierre-Louis on the left wing, steps back, long three, threw an air ball. Rebound out of bounds, and did that one go off?
I think he said White, he's not pointing.
Yep. Well, Vermilion will get it. 1.1 on the clock. Now Mike Machenko is going to chat about it. And they're going to wipe up a little perspiration underneath the basket too, all right. For Vermilion, you have to be careful here. Don't want a turnover. They throw it into Hurd, and Hurd will simply hold on to it. 1 quarter in the book. 23-15, Lorain by 8 over the Vermilion Sailors in our WEOL cage matchup. It's on AM 930. It's on your phone with the app, and Troy, we're online.
WEOL.com.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state. A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Lob to Lewis, and he missed the dunk as we start the second quarter of play. Vermilion now with the basketball. So Lorain ran the alley-oop out of the quarter break, couldn't get it to convert. Here's Miller at the foul line. His shot off the glass way off. Rebound, Jordan Jackson for Lorain High. Titans lead it 23-15. And at the other end, Lorain High turns it over, and then a foul in the backcourt is called on Lorain's Cam Davis. Cam Davis picks up his first. Troy, what'd you see in the first quarter?
Lorain with their spurts. I mean, that was the key. 15 points on spurts just for them. But give Vermilion credit. They didn't back down, and they are not going to.
Sailor basketball down by 8, 23-15 as File comes to the forecourt. Jonah File met by Cam Davis. File throws it right wing to Reese Miller. Bounce on the left sideline to File, right back in the middle to Reese Miller. Miller out front, left wing to File. File outside the three-point arc, playing catch with Miller, and now Miller hands it back to File. File back to Miller. Miller top of the circle. Miller in the right corner to Benko. 3-ball, in and out. Offensive rebound, Montgomery, and he popped it home with the left hand. Nice follow by Montgomery. Makes it 23-17. Sailors back to within 6. Just over a minute off the second quarter clock. Lorain with the basketball. Pierre-Louis in the left corner. Got it out front to Devon Grant. Left of the lane. Spins in the lane. Off the glass. Missed a shot. Ball tipped up. No. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it went off Devon Grant for Lorain High. Or now they're going to change it.
They're going to say went off File.
For Vermilion, Ryan Habermill has checked in. 6'3" senior. Ryan, the nephew of Kurt Habermill. Lorain basketball, Grant left wing, 3, got it! Devon Grant, his second 3-ball of the night, that lightning quick release. 26-17 at the other end. Habermill with a shot that's off the mark. Rebound, Tavon Pierre-Louis. Tavon to the forecourt. Pierre-Louis left of the lane, into the lane, got away with a walk. Right corner, Benejan, 3-ball. Nope, rebound grab by Mason Montgomery for Vermilion. Montgomery heads to the forecourt. Got it out front to Miller. Miller into the lane. He'll stop. He'll shoot. In and out. Rebound Habermill against Lewis. Lost the ball. It's loose on the floor. Montgomery able to corral it. Mason Montgomery left side to File. File will survey the scene and now bring it back out front. 26-17. Lorain by 9. 5:55 to go here in the first half. Mason Montgomery out front. 3-ball. He knocked it in. They need to get Mason going. And he hits a 3-ball right there to make it 26-20.
5 straight points by the Sailors off of 2 offensive rebounds.
They're back to within 6 with 5:35 to go. Jordan Jackson, top side for Lorain. Jackson in between the circles. Lob left side to Devon Grant. Grant outside the three-point arc, right in front of the Sailor bench. Grant, crossover, three ball, nobody got fouled. Boy, that crossover is just deadly from Devon Grant.
He's so tough to defend because he can pull up from anywhere. He can beat you off of the dribble.
At the line to shoot 3.
So that foul was on Vermilion Sterling Benko. That's his first. And here's Devon Grant at the free throw line, shooting 3 free throws. Again, he's committed to Miami of Ohio. He'll be playing in the MAC. If you weren't with us for our first game, Elyria and Sandusky Pioneer head coach Brett Larrick just heaped praise on Devon Grant during the pregame conversation. Grant short on the second. Thought it was interesting. He used the term steal. Miami of Ohio got a steal in Devon Grant.
Oh, when we watched him through that tournament run last year, I thought he was going to go bigger than that. But hey, there's nothing wrong with Division I Miami. When I say bigger than that, I mean you realize what these guys at Duke and everything. Man. It's just amazing to me how good those guys are when you see somebody like Grant.
Grant hits 2 out of 3 to make it 28-20. Titans by 8, 5:15 to go first half here at the Pioneer Gym. Montgomery behind his back on the dribble, left wing Hurd, 3 ball up, no good. Long rebound, Hurd got it underneath to Kovac. Kovac got his shot blocked. And then on the loose ball, it went out of bounds off Jordan Jackson of Lorain High.
We talked about rebounding in the beginning of the game. Vermilion is hitting the offensive glass hard here in the second quarter.
They're down by 8 with 5:04 to go in the half. File looking to inbounds. File out front, Hurd. Left wing, File down in the corner. Montgomery turns. 3 ball off the mark. Rebound grab by Tavon Pierre-Louis for Lorain High. Pierre-Louis through the center circle into the forecourt. Stutter steps at the foul line. Left wing Jackson. Jordan rumbles down the lane. Up and good off the glass. Jordan Jackson gives the Titans a 10-point lead at 30-20 as Vermilion heads to the other end. Right of the lane, shot high off the glass by Hurd, no good. Rebound grab by Cam Davis for the Titans. Davis shoves it down the floor and the pass deflected out of bounds by Zach Kovac. 4:33 to go in the half. Again at the intermission, we'll have our Gallon Tackus Boyce and Alton Schaefer halftime show. As checking in for Lorain is Aaron Whitehead. Reese Miller re-enters for Vermilion. As Habermill will take a seat. Here comes Pierre-Louis down the lane, reverse layup, bounced around the rim and it fell in. Tavon Pierre-Louis makes it 32-20. Lorain with some breathing room. Boy, if you're Kurt Habermill, you've already burned 2 timeouts. But at some point, you've got to stem the tide.
You do.
I mean, he had to take those timeouts. Montgomery out front, got his pocket picked by Davis. Davis heads to the forecourt, drives, no, but fouled. Troy, I remember last year during that Lorain tournament run that you just referenced, you just raved about the defensive presence of one Cam Davis. He only averages 2 points per ball game. That matters little. It's what he does defensively.
He's so quick with his hands and feet. And we saw in the tournament run last year, he's not afraid of size. I mean, they put him on 6'6" kids if they need to. I mean, and we saw that last year. And he's off to, he's got 2 or 3 steals already here tonight.
Misses the first free throw. Actually, he doesn't even average 2 points per game. It's about 1.
Just goes to show you, you don't have to be a scorer to be an impact player.
Second free throw, good by Davis, his first point tonight. And it's a 33-20 lead for Lorain as we are halfway through the second quarter here at the Pioneer Gym. Hurd threw it out front, went by File, but it's grabbed by Montgomery. Left of the lane, Montgomery fouled as he went to the bucket. Lorain fans, ooh and ah, they think it was all ball, but we've got a push called on that baseline.
That going to be Davis's second?
Yep, for Cam Davis, his second personal foul. 3:55 to go in the quarter. File to inbound for the Sailors. They need a bucket, down by 13. Hurd out front to Reese Miller. Back on the left side to Jonah File. File splits a double team. Left of the lane, short shot, no, but he got fouled. Well, Jonah File will head to the free throw line. 6-foot senior. Scoreless tonight as he was able to lean his way in there and draw that foul from Devon Grant. So here's Jonah File. Scoreless in the ball game. Line left, sends that first one up and hung it on the rim and it fell off. So Jonah File has one more coming. File on the year, usually pretty good at about 75%, and he got the second one. So Jonah split the pair, and it's 33-21. 3:45 to go. Jackson, right of the lane, shot off the glass, no good. Rebound Seth Hurd for Vermilion. Hurd quickly to the forecourt. Hurd, right of the lane. Hurd hits the brakes, got it out front. Montgomery, open three. That one's short. The rebound grab by Benejan. Down the floor to Jackson. Jackson tiptoes the baseline, and he stepped on that baseline. Turnover, we'll give it back to the Sailors. We mentioned for Lorain up next Friday night, home to Maple Heights. For Vermilion Thursday night, they are at Willard. The Sandusky Bay Conference, they play those Thursday games.
I did not know that.
Yep, so Thursday night, you Sailor fans can make the journey to Willard to see the Sailors and the Willard Crimson Flashes. But there's still a lot of basketball to be played tonight. Out front, three, right on the mark by Jonah File. Oh, he drilled that one through the net, and it's 33-24. Sailors hanging around, 3 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Devon Grant bounces it to Whitehead. Whitehead on the weave, hands it off to Benejan. Benejan heads to the right wing, gave it to Grant. Grant now splits a double team down the lane, and he scored. Oh, the oohs and the ahs from the crowd. Vermilion at the other end. File got it out front to Montgomery. Right of the lane, he'll shoot it, and it rolled around the rim and out. Rebound, Tavon Pierre-Louis. 35-24, Titans lead. Pierre-Louis to the forecourt. Stutter steps, got by Kovac, drives and scores. Pierre-Louis makes it 37-24. And John Rossitano says, I'll take a timeout. 30-second timeout taken by the Titans as they lead it by 13.
And Titans another one of these runs here coming. Vermilion's got to do a better job offensively with their ball movement. I know it's easier said than done with the way Lorain plays defense, but they got to try to get some ball reversals.
As you said, easier said than done. A lot of basketball still to be played. You've got the whole month of January and February. But if you're scouting Lorain, what really stands out to you?
I mean, they're good. I mean, they're just good at everything. I mean, they're good defensively. They're good in transition. They're, they just give you all kinds of problems. They're good at rebounding the basketball. I mean, one of the best teams we've seen in Lorain County in a long time.
A long time. Mentioned that the other day. I mean, there's been some great teams. As you stack them up, it's hard to compare teams, but boy, this one is as good as we've seen in a long time. 37-24. Sailors down by 13 with the basketball. Seth Hurd on the right wing. Hurd to the top of the circle. Hurd changing hands on the dribble. Hurd at the foul line. Hurd got it down low to Kovac. Kovac backing in. Banked it in, and the foul. Tell you what, that's a good, strong move by Zach Kovac. And a chance for an and one. And John Rossitano, the big redhead off that Lorain bench, saying, hey, he threw an elbow out there. Well, the foul was called on Aiden Brown. And Kovac completes the three-point play. And Kovac with a nice and one. And it's back to a 10-point game at 37-27. Titan basketball. Right side of the forecourt, Grant, long three. Good! Oh, Devon Grant gives the fans their money's worth with a downtown bomb to make it 40-27. Vermilion with the basketball. Kovac, right of the lane, strong to the bucket, laid it on the rim and in. Boy, big sack, wide body, makes it 40-29. At the other end, left of the lane, shot up and in by Aiden Brown. Boy, don't blink, you'll miss the Titans scoring. File on the left wing. File gives it in the corner to Seth Hurd. Threw it out front, Reese Miller. Miller gets by Brown. Miller drives off the glass. No, rebound Brown. 1:08 to go. Brown gave it off to Whitehead. Whitehead streaks to the forecourt. Whitehead, right of the lane, down the lane, up, no, but foul. And Whitehead will shoot two. Hard foul right there from Seth Hurd.
They're going to give him an intentional.
42-29. And the officials are going to talk about this. You think the intentional's coming?
2 of them signaled it.
I think they're looking for the number. Now they're going to call the intentional. They are on Seth Hurd. And boy, now Kurt Abermill, he's going to chew on the officials a little bit. Kurt saying he went for the ball. I read his lips right there. He's saying he went for the ball. Wow. So they call the intentional foul on Seth Hurd. And that's going to put Aaron Whitehead at the free throw line for the 2 free throws for Lorain. First one up and in. And again, for you folks listening in Lorain, don't forget you'll be able to watch it pretty quickly on WLCS TV 20. Lorain City Schools Television. They've tapped into our audio feed tonight. We appreciate that very much.
You know, the other thing I think that makes Lorain so good is they know their roles. Each player on their team knows their roles. And that's hard to do in high school basketball sometimes. You got to give Coach Rossitano and his staff a lot of credit for that.
1:04 to go in the half. Lorain by 14. So again, Vermilion had it down to 10. And Lorain gets it right back to 14, and now they've got the ball. Benejan on the right wing with 1 minute to go in the period. Benejan baseline, left side, and it glances off the fingers of Jackson out of bounds.
Nice job by Seth Hurd to deflect that pass.
Sailors down 14. Again at the half, our gallant Taka's Boyce and Alton Schaefer halftime show. Hurd heads to the forecourt. Hurd on the left wing, top side to Jonah File, and over the back was Aaron Whitehead, I believe. Yep, they've got Aaron Whitehead, the 5'9" junior, with that foul. That's his first for Lorain High. That is their 5th team foul. Right down below us, Jonah File will inbound on the near sideline. Got it down low to Kovac in the lane. Hooked it up short. Rebound tipped by Montgomery, no good. Devon Grant grabs the rebound for Lorain High. Down the floor to Jordan Jackson. Jackson back in the middle to Grant. Thought about a long 3, held up. Now he'll shoot the long 3 and miss it. The rebound comes off to Mason Montgomery for Vermilion. Montgomery on the left-hand dribble, comes up the left side, drives, reverse layup, no. Rebound grab by File, though. Got it out front, pass stolen away. Heading to the other end, Benejan. He drives, he scores. Deontay Benejan with 6, makes it 45-29. Big turnover there. 16-point lead for Lorain. 9 seconds to go. Steal by Grant at the half-court line. Long 3, good! And the buzzer sounds to end the half. Grant with the steal, and he hit the shot from Ely Square to put the Pioneers up. Oh, hello, the Titans up by 19 at the half. Oh, what a play by Grant. 48-29. Devon Grant brings the Titan crowd up to a roar with the play at the end of the half. 48-29 Titans. We'll be back to the Pioneer Gym after this on the WEOL Cage Matchup on AM 930, on your phone with the app, and Troy Online.
WEOL.com.
I will be coming up on retirement, and the VA benefits will play a very important part in my life.
You may have earned valuable veterans benefits from your military service.
I decided that it was time to go to college and pursue my career.
I was able to buy this house.
Learn more about your eligibility, even how to apply online using e-benefits.
The VA benefits made a real difference in my life.
I wouldn't be where I am today if it hadn't been for my VA benefits.
Don't wait. Apply for your VA benefits today.
And now we're just about ready to get the second half underway. Vermilion and Lorain in the championship game here at the Pioneer Gym. Tim Elkhorn, Troy DeFranco, Jared Kozar. Well, he's had to keep a lot of things straight here today, hasn't he? And he never knew he was going to get called in for post-game duties. But Jared, the man of many hats, he can clean up anything. And he got right in there and did the job, didn't he?
Never flinched.
So, I won't say it. Miller left in the lane to Kovac. Kovac put it up off the glass and good. So Zach Kovac with a quick bucket for Vermilion to start the second half. It's now 48-31. As Lorain now goes right to left along your radio dial. Jackson right of the lane. Jackson drives. Bank shot, no. Rebound, Reese Miller for Vermilion. Miller lobs it down the floor to File. Right wing. He'll shoot a 3. Hit the back of the rim, missed it. Rebound, Kovac. Put it up, hung it on the rim and in. I'll tell you what, Zach Kovac has played a nice game tonight.
He really has. 11 points. He's battling inside. He is not backing down one bit.
48-33. So a good start for Vermilion. 4 quick points out of the gates here in the third quarter. And they've cut it to a 14-point ball game. Or 15, excuse me. Well, you're a math teacher. You had to cringe when I just said that. Lewis, foul line shot, good. Tavon Pierre-Lewis with the bucket. Makes it 50-33. That's a 17-point lead for Lorain High. And now Lorain with a steal down the floor. Benajan drives and scores. Benajan. And it's now 52-33. Again, quick points. Right back to 19. File got it out front to Miller. Miller outside the three-point arc. Reese Miller at the foul line. Spins, threw it right to Benajan. Throws it down the floor to Devon Grant. Grant laid it up, missed it, but it's tipped up and in by Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Not sure what happened there with Devon Grant. Missed an easy layup. 54-33. Montgomery down on the floor, and a timeout taken by Vermilion. 30-second timeout as Mason Montgomery was down on his backside in the backcourt. And so Kurt Habermill forced to take that third timeout.
I tell you, it's so frustrating when you're sitting on the bench and you have to work so hard to score a basket. And it just seems like it's so easy for the other team.
But you can't let your kids get frustrated. That's the thing.
Exactly. But I mean, you're out on the floor. I mean, when they're out on the floor, you know, like I said, you're trying to run your offense against this defense, working so hard. You make a good pass, get a bucket, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom. You know, they come back, score 4 quick ones after that.
John Rossitano's team is blessed with so much talent, and yet how much credit has to go to John? It's easy to say, man, he's got all that talent, but as I said last night, it almost is like he directs the orchestra.
He really does. I mean, he does a great job. And, you know, we saw it through the tournament run, saw it this year earlier. He does different things with these kids. He spreads them out. You know, he'll take time off the clock. He'll do different things. So they're very disciplined.
Right corner, Benko is checked in for Vermilion. Misses a 3. Rebound grab by Tavon Pierre-Lewis. He'll head to the forecourt. Pierre-Lewis stops. He'll shoot a 3 and hit it. Tavon Pierre-Lewis makes it 57-33. They do everything well. Out front, Jonah File. In between the circles to Benko, left side to Montgomery. Montgomery steps back. He'll unload a 3. Got it! Mason Montgomery hits the 3 ball for the Sailors to make it 57-36. Devon Grant, little stutter step. Defender went to his knees. Grant drives. No, but he got fouled. Boy, Devon Grant had the defender go right to his knees. And then he took it to the bucket and got fouled in the process. That foul was called on Sterling Benko.
Even had 2 fans help him up off the floor. You usually don't see that.
If I was down there, I'd help him up.
They know they're seeing someone special.
Grant with 18 points tonight. Line left, spins that basketball. First one up and in. And you know what? The first thing that John Rossitano will tell you about Devon Grant is he's an outstanding young man. He's a great student. He's an ambassador for the program. John Rossitano, whether he was a phenomenal high school basketball player or not, really loves Devon Grant. Just loves him as a kid.
So nice when your best player is that type of kid.
Second free throw makes it 59-36. It's all Lorain. They're up by 23 as Montgomery comes to the forecourt. He got bumped from behind by Benajan. Deontay Benajan picks up his first foul. If you're a fan of high school basketball, get the WEOL Forecast magazine. Look at that Lorain High schedule and watch them play somewhere. You are in for a treat. Yes, WLCS TV 20, Lorain City Schools. They've got them all on the YouTube channel, but you've got to come out and watch them in person. Hurd, baseline shot, air ball, rebound, Tavon Pierre-Lewis for Lorain. Lewis down the floor on the left side to Cam Davis. Back out front to Pierre-Lewis. Rainbow 3, in and out. The rebound, Mason Montgomery. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. 23-point lead for the Titans. Montgomery, left wing, Hurd. He'll shoot a 3. Seth had it bounce off on him. The rebound in the paint, grabbed by File. Short shot is short. The rebound grabbed by Lorain, but Montgomery got sent to the deck. And the foul will be called.
Jordan Jackson on that rebound gave him a shove.
For Vermilion, Luke Penna has checked in, 6'5 senior, seeing his first action. Tavon Pierre-Louis is going to get a rest for Lorain. As checking in the ball game is Aiden Brown. And now on the inbounds, we'll have a hold on Lorain. They got Aiden Brown tugging on the jersey. That's his second.
Wouldn't let Penna cut across the lane.
File looking in the left corner to Mason Montgomery. Montgomery against Benajan. Montgomery to the baseline. Benajan blocked, and they'll call the foul. John Rossitano expressing his displeasure with that call. Benajan picks up his second. 4:47 to go on the inbounds. Montgomery drives and scores. Good cut to the hoop by Mason Montgomery. They found him, and it's 59-38. At the other end, Grant drives, and he got sent to the deck again. How about 3 Lorain Titans running to help Devon Grant get back up? They didn't just casually stroll over. They sprint to Devon Grant to help him up. They have such chemistry.
They care about each other. They really do. Shows on the floor for sure.
Foul on Sterling Benko for Vermilion. That's his third. Grant line left. First one up. Got it. Devon now with 21. And here comes Aaron Whitehead back in for Lorain. Sitting down will be Cam Davis. Grant line left. 6'2 senior. Averages 26 points per game. Sends it up. Got it. He's got 22. And it's 61-38 with 4:35 to go here in the third quarter. Here comes Seth Hurd. Left wing File into the lane. Strong missed it off the glass, and then File got sent to the deck. Well, that's a very late whistle, and the Lorain High fans are going to let the officials hear about it. Foul on Aiden Brown. Jonah File shooting 2.
Assistant coach Mitch Gillum had to take a walk to the water jug after that one.
Jonah File hits the first free throw. You know, when you're up 22, sometimes you can cut a little slack, guys. File missed the second. Rebound Montgomery, though. Montgomery in traffic had it knocked out of his hands. Penna grabs it, though. Luke Penna out front, Hurd. 3 ball up, short. Long rebound, Benajan feeds it ahead to Aaron Whitehead. Whitehead drives, and he scores. And that'll get a timeout from John Rossitano. 30-second timeout. Tell you what, we'll sneak in a 30. 63-39, 4:15 to go here in the third. It's all Lorain High in the championship game, and it's also our WEOL cage matchup.
For the thousands of wounded warriors returning from battle, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a unique program that helps wounded warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. The Warriors to Work program also works with employers to find the right job for the right warrior. Contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
.410 to go here in the third quarter of play. Championship game of the 2018 Holiday Tournament. Lorain looking to win it for the third straight year. Montgomery on the left wing. Montgomery into the lane. He put it up and he powered it in. Nice strong move. Mason Montgomery makes it 63-41. Here's Devon Grant. No look pass down low to Aiden Brown, who popped it home. Oh, the crowd roars on the assist by Grant. And as Hurd comes to the other end, ball knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. Oh, the no-look pass from Devon Grant. He was looking into the bleachers at Big Ed Trinashevsky, and he spotted Aiden Brown under the hoop. Wow. Of course, Big Ed saying, I'm open. I'm open. Oh, what a thing of beauty. 3:41 to go, 65-41. Inbounds goes to Seth Hurd. Hurd run of the lane. Ball knocked out of his hands. Ooh, they'll call a reach in on Jordan Jackson. Jackson, that's his second foul.
Foul number 1, Jordan Jackson.
Whereas Jordan Jackson did a tremendous job at quarterback for Dave McFarland's Titan football team this past fall. I love high school basketball. I love baseball and softball. But I'm excited about next fall as Seth Hurd hits the first free throw. Lorain and Avon are going to square off in a high school football game.
Are they? Is that going to be an opener?
Maybe week 2.
Okay.
It is week 2. Jared Kozar says week 2. See, he cleans up all the messes. Jared Kozar cleaning up the mess again. It's week 2. 65-42 as Grant comes to the forecourt. A foul is called on Sterling Benko. And the mock cheer goes up for the officials. That's 4 on Benko.
I think one thing that makes the Reign so good, we were talking about, they're up 20, but they're playing like they're down or they're even. I mean, they never let up. They have that killer instinct.
3:31 to go. On the right wing, Whitehead. Whitehead into the lane. He scooped and he got fouled. They're going to call that one on Habermill. So Habermill for Vermilion picks up his first. That'll put Aaron Whitehead at the free throw line. 5'9" junior. 5 points per ball game. Line left, sends it up, got it. Aaron Whitehead. You talk about playing roles for this Lorain High team. Aaron Whitehead doesn't get a lot of pub, but man, he comes off that bench and he contributes quality minutes.
He really does at both ends of the floor.
Whitehead good on the second. He's got 5, and it's 67-42. It's all Lorain High. They're up by 25 with 3:20 to go. Here in quarter number 3. Montgomery baseline left. Got his shot blocked. Mason got it back in the left corner to Hurd. Hurd into the lane. Ball knocked out of his hands. Grabbed by File. Back out front, Hurd. 3 ball up, 3 ball short. Rebound Cam Davis for Lorain High. Shoves it down the floor to Grant. Grant right in front of his own bench will unload a 3. Missed it. Rebound Aiden Brown. Brown sent Habermill to the deck. And they'll get Aiden Brown with that foul. That's 4 on Aiden Brown. And
Vermilion in the bonus.
Yep, with 2:56 to go in the third quarter. Lorain already at 17 fouls.
That's one way that you can get back in a game with the clock stopped. You know, they're going to be in the bonus the rest of the game.
Aiden Brown's going to take a seat. Deontay Benajan checks back in. Deontay, 6-foot junior, has 8 points tonight. Here's Ryan Habermill shooting 1-1. Left-hander sends it up, missed it. Rebound Mason Montgomery. Montgomery left corner 3, missed it. Rebound Penna in the lane, popped it in. Good job, Luke Penna. Luke Penna with his first 2. Makes it 67-44 at the other end. Whitehead 3 ball, missed it. Rebound Montgomery for Vermilion. Here come the Sailors down as Montgomery heads down the lane. Got his pocket picked by Whitehead. Feeds it ahead to Grant. Grant stopped, whipped it down low, and Benajan put it on the rim but missed it. Rebound corralled by Seth Hurd. Hurd right in front of the scorer's table, and he lost it off his own leg out of bounds.
Grant was there to deflect that off his leg, and another great pass by Devon Grant. Didn't make the layup, but what a pass.
2:22 to go in the third. After the ball game, our Eco Tree Services post-game show brought to you by Eco Tree Services. Grant comes around a pick on the right side, double team, got it out front, ball knocked away. Seth Hurd with the steal, and then in the backcourt tried to launch it down the floor, and it just slipped out of his hands and ended up in the first row of the bleachers. Seth Hurd will head to the bench. And that one was a little bit errant, Coach.
Yeah. He was trying to hurry it a little bit.
Grant to the forecourt. Grant got it out front to Aaron Whitehead. 2 minutes to go, third quarter, and now Lorain's going to spread the floor. Benajan, little stutter step on the dribble to the foul line. Stop, shoots, missed it. Rebound, Jonah File. File for Vermilion. Splits a double team right down the lane. He scooped, but he missed it. Rebound, Penna. Powered it up, got it in. And Luke Penna with another putback basket makes it 67-46. Lorain by 21. And Whitehead at the other end is called for what? An offensive foul. He cleared out. Whitehead threw that elbow. Tell you what, our guy Mike Machenko's getting an earful down there. Mike Machenko working tonight's ball game with Zeno Regas and Kevin Robertson.
Davis McDaniel in for Vermilion.
Davis seeing his first action tonight. A minute and a half to go third quarter. And there's McDaniel with the basketball. Baseline left to Montgomery, down in the right corner to File. Steps on the arc, shoots and hits. That's a two-pointer for Jonah File. And Vermilion will take a timeout. Full timeout taken by the Sailors. So we'll take a timeout. 67-48. It's Lorain by 19 with a 1:18 to go here in the third on the WEOL Cage matchup. It's on AM 930. It's on your phone with the app. Troy, we're online.
At WEOL.com.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Lorain by 19 as we start the fourth. Benajan, top of the key, down the lane, scoop, no, rebound, back up and in by Devon Grant. So that makes it a 74-53 Titan lead. Fourth quarter just underway here at Elyria. Well, it looks like Lorain's going to win this Holliday tournament for the third straight year as Vermilion turns it over. Benajan, run of the lane, runner, no, but he got fouled. So Benajan will head to the free throw line and shoot two. And keep in mind, back in 2015, right here at Elyria, unfortunately the tournament was not completed. So Lorain looking for their third in a row. You don't know what might have occurred in 2015 as Benajan missed that first. Got one more coming. Here comes Seth Hurd back in for Vermilion. Sitting down will be Davis McDaniel. Hurd re-enters with 4 points. McDaniel sits down, scoreless in the ball game. Benajan line to the left. Sights it, lets it fly. Got it. Benajan with 11. And it's 75-53 Lorain. Again, Lorain next Friday at home to Maple Heights. And then a week from tomorrow, oh my, they take on Akron St. Vincent St. Mary over at Elyria Catholic High School. Think that'll be a tough ticket? Final. Right of the lane, got his shot blocked out of bounds by Jordan Jackson.
I've had people ask me how they're doing the ticketing for that. I haven't heard anything.
I don't know, you and I have a great seat.
Oh, yeah?
You and I will be just fine. It's Big Ed that has to worry about the ticket. Montgomery, left corner, three! Got it. Mason Montgomery. It's nothing but the bottom of the net. Quickly, Lorain at the other end. Tavon Pierre-Louis spins on the baseline. Got his shot blocked by Montgomery. 75-56. Lorain will inbounds. Left of their own hoop. Jordan Jackson will get the basketball. Jackson looking. Got it out front to Grant. And hold on. Now what do we got? Got a foul called on Cam Davis. They're going to put Davis at the free throw line. I thought they were pointing at Davis for an offensive foul. They're saying, no, he's going to the line. The foul is on Jonah File. The Jonah File of Vermilion. That's his first foul of the night. Again, for you folks in Lorain, as Davis missed the front end of the 1-and-1, be sure to dial in WLCS TV 20. Lorain City Schools Television. You'll see this one pretty quick right there as Mason Montgomery buries a jumper at the other end to make it 75-58. Lorain's lead is 17.
Shots. He's got 20.
He's got a nice ball game cooking. Jackson right of the lane drives and kisses it in off the glass. Jackson makes it 77-58. Here comes Vermilion. Although Benajan knocks the pass away. Ball grabbed by Devon Grant. He got fouled at the half-court line by Jonah File. So File commits that foul. That's his second. Both teams over the limit, so that's going to put Devon Grant at the free throw line as Zach Kovac will check back in for Vermilion.
I'll tell you, it wasn't a bad third quarter for Vermilion. They scored 24 points. They took care of the ball. They didn't really let Lorain get on the runs, but Lorain also scored 24.
I think if Kurt had said, yeah, we'll get 24 in the third, we'll take it. But again, it's trying to stop that juggernaut of Lorain as Devon Grant hits the first. Devon with 25, averaging over 26 per game. Second one, good. There's 26. Makes it 79-58. Lorain came in averaging 85 per game. Bird on the right side, tried to get it down low to Kovac. Ball knocked away. Here comes Grant. Grant to the forecourt. Grant left of the lane. Grant up, no, but fouled. So Devon will head back to the free throw line and shoot two more with 6:03 to go in the basketball game. Foul called on Kovac. For Kovac, that is his first foul of the night. Well, here's Devon Grant, 6'2" senior. First one up and in. He's only missed one free throw tonight. He's had no look passes. He's had steals. He's hit some bombs.
Putbacks off the offensive glass also.
Second free throw up, got it. 28. Makes it 81-58. Titans by 23 with under 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Sterling Benko in for Vermilion, left side to Mason Montgomery. Montgomery left of the key, pull-up shot around the rim and out. Rebound grab by Jordan Jackson. Jackson through the center circle. Jackson powers his way right down the lane and drives and scores. Boy, he's got an explosive step to the basket. 83-58 at the other end. Jonah File drives and scores for Vermilion to make it 83-60. Grant at the other end, three ball, no. And Tavon Pierre-Louis, I think, will be called for being on the back. He will. Pierre-Louis looking for that offensive rebound, instead committed the foul for Tavon Pierre-Louis. That is his first. We'll march all the way to the other end. Vermilion will shoot free throws. Again for the Sailors, Thursday night at Willard, 1 week from tonight. Vermilion back at home, as they'll be taking on Huron.
At the line, shooting two for Vermilion.
2 games next week for the Sailors. As Jonah File misses the first. That was the 10th team foul on Lorain. Double bonus time. File line right. Jonah sends it up short. He missed them both. And Kovac tips it to the near side where it's grabbed by Jackson ahead to Grant. Grant drives up, no, but he got sent to the deck by File. And so Devon's going to shoot free throws again. Jonah File commits his third personal foul. Devon Grant goes back to the line with 5:19 to go. Aiden Brown will check in for Lorain High as Grant hits the first. Devon Grant 1 point away from a 30-point ball game. Makes it 84-60. Grant down below us. Rolled that second one in. There's 30 for Grant. And Grant's night is done, I would think. He heads to the bench with 30 with 5:19 to go. Well, you think about the great players that have come through the city of Lorain, as far as Admiral King and Southview and the previous Lorain High and Lorain Catholic. Boy, Devon Grant ranks up there. Benko misses a 3.
Unfortunately, I played against a lot of those guys. Jamie Gladden, Harold Walton,
right,
Tony Robinson, and you got to put Devon Grant right up there with those guys.
Absolutely. Foul called on Vermilion on the missed shot. Here's Aiden Brown heading to the other end. And again, you go back into the 70s and in the 80s. I mean, there were just incredible players that came out of Lorain as Aiden Brown hits the first. But as you said, I think when all is said and done, Devon Grant He's going to be in every conversation.
I would think so.
Aiden Brown misses the second. And now on the rebound, Davon Pierre-Louis got knocked down. In the meantime, we've got a whistle and a foul called. Well, actually, they just called the ball knocked out of bounds, so it belongs to Vermilion.
Pierre-Louis with his foot on the line.
So with under 5 minutes to go, the Sailors have it. 86-60. Left of the lane, Kovac. Kovac whipped it in the right corner to File. He'll shoot it, and he'll hit it for 3. Jonah File now with 10 points in the ball game. Makes it 86-63 at the other end. Whitehead put it up no, followed by Benajan no, and then Benajan got knocked down. He will shoot 2 free throws. Of course, last Friday night, a week ago last night, Lorain put 100 on the board against Shaw. And they beat the Cardinals 100-70. They're 14 points away from hitting the century mark again. That foul was on Benko for Vermilion. Sterling Benko, he is fouled out. His night is done. So Sterling, as his Saturday night come to a conclusion, he's scoreless. And here's Benajan shooting 2. 11 points tonight. Free throw up, rolled around the rim and bounced out. Benajan, a 68% free throw shooter. He's got one more coming. Got 11 points tonight, looking for a dozen line left. He sights, he shoots, good. There's 12 for Benajan. Makes it 87-63. Montgomery, left of the lane, gave it on the left sideline. The File, head and shoulder fake. Now Jonah drives. Got his shot blocked by Aiden Brown. Ball went out of bounds. And for Lorain High, here comes Luis Suarez in the ball game, as the night will end for Jordan Jackson.
Aiden Brown got up on that one. He's been watching some Zion Williamson film. Did you see that block that he had the other day? From the side, oh my gosh, his head was up by the top of the square.
Now we got a little perspiration on the floor as things are halted for a moment. Our next WEOL cage matchup Wednesday afternoon from the Q. And we've got high school basketball from Quicken Loans Arena. Elyria Catholic taking on Fairview. That's Wednesday afternoon. Scott Zarilla will have the play-by-play of that one. Kovac, right of the lane. Hook shot, good. Zach Kovac, I'll tell you what, he's got a nice post game. Makes it 87-65. With just over 4 minutes to go. Benajan down on the baseline to Aiden Brown. Short shot, no good. Rebound grab by Mason Montgomery. Montgomery will quickly head to the forecourt. Montgomery left of the lane. Pulls up, shoots. Missed it badly. Rebound Jonah File, though. File in traffic, put it up, no. And out of there with it comes Tavon Pierre-Louis. Lewis had it knocked away. Lewis got it back. Lewis on the right wing. Pierre-Louis whips it in the left corner. Benajan, 3 ball, no. Rebound tipped up, no. And a foul will be called. And I believe they're going to get that one on Tavon Pierre-Louis.
I think he switched it.
Or is it on Morris?
Maybe not. Yeah.
They got it on Morris, Vermilion.
Morris pretty much had Pierre-Louis's hand. And Lewis tried to tip that thing with his other hand.
Tavon rolls that first free throw in. Tavon Pierre-Louis with 22. Grant's night is done. He's finished up with 30. Tavon with 22. For Lorain High, here comes Devontae Jackson in the ball game. Benajan's night is done. Benajan will finish up with a dozen. John Rossitano starting to get fresh bodies in there with 3:46 to go. Pierre-Louis in and out on the second. Rebound Jonah File. I think at the next break, Tavon's coming out of the ball game.
Yes, he's had a heck of a game also.
Right wing Hurd tried to give it back to File, and the ball got knocked out of bounds. Still belongs to the Sailors, and now Tavon is done. As here comes Javon Manning in the game for Lorain High. 3:35 to go. Lorain is on the verge of going 8-0 on the year. Vermilion will lose for only the second time this season. On the right side, Hurd. Got it down low to Kovac. Kovac back in the left corner to McDaniel, who's checked back in. Out front, Morris. 3-ball way off the mark. And out of there with it comes Devontae Jackson for Lorain. Jackson weaving his way down the lane. Had the ball poked free. Out of there with it come the Sailors. 3:10 to go. Hurd throws it down the left side to Davis McDaniel. Davis McDaniel got his shot blocked. Here comes Whitehead to the forecourt for Lorain. Whitehead on the left sideline. Shovels it out front to Luis Suarez. Right side to Aiden Brown. Back in the middle to Suarez. His 3 off the mark. Rebound, Jonah File for Vermilion. Under 3 minutes to go. Lorain 88, Vermilion 65. After the ball game, our EcoTree Services post game.
I'll tell you score 65 points, you feel like you're going to be in the game.
Yep.
Not when you're playing Lorain.
And now you're at 68 as Mark Morris knocks in a 3-ball from the top of the key.
68 with 2:30 to go, and you're still down 20.
Wow. Baseline right, Whitehead got it in the lane to Brown, who hooked it up and in. Aiden Brown makes it 90-68. And we'll get a traveling.
They're just going to let them substitute without a timeout. They usually don't do that.
Wow. All right. Well, this is new. I'm telling you, Troy, I don't recall ever seeing that before.
Usually you have to foul or, something to get them to stop the clock. I saw Coach Habermill say something. They blew the whistle and gave the substitution signal.
See, you and Junta. I learned so much working with you guys over the years. That's the sub signal?
It was tonight.
There you go.
Some people call it travel, some people call it sub.
Habermill left of the lane, missed the shot. Out of there with it comes Devontae Jackson for Lorain. We got all sorts of new bodies in there for the Sailors. My goodness. Jackson behind his back on the dribble, loses it. Out of there with it, Habermill. He'll drive and he'll score. Habermill. No blood, no foul right there. A minute and a half to go. It's 90-70. Suarez on the right sideline. Threw it right to John Rossitano. Although they may say that ball was tipped.
How about Vermilion's resume, though, for playing Spire, playing Lorain? This hasn't turned out the way they want to, but boy, you can look back on this as you're going into the tournament and finishing up your conference race.
Again, Vermilion, they are highly touted in Division II. I mean, Kurt Habermill thinks his team could be playing deep into the postseason. They have nothing to kind of hang their head about here. I mean, they just, like Elyria last night, you run into a buzzsaw. What can you do?
Yeah.
Ball knocked out of bounds down low by Aiden Brown for Lorain.
We can only hope they make a big tournament run along with Lorain.
Right.
That'd be nice.
Vermilion lobs it in. Now they get it out front. Boy, I've got a whole bunch of guys that I don't have numbers with, although I do see Chad Rich has checked in. And Cameron Caskey has also entered for Vermilion. So I do have their numbers. 1:04 to go.
Chad Rich, also a nephew of Kurt Habermill.
Well, that I didn't know. Vermilion with the ball.
Speaking the ID, Tim.
Under a minute to go. And Lorain with a 20-point lead. So they're going to win this Holliday Championship for the 3rd year in a row. In the right corner, 3-ball blocked by Aiden Brown. Lorain with 40 seconds to go. Whitehead down the lane. In the right corner, Suarez. He'll shoot a 3 and hit it. Luis Suarez hits the 3-ball. Makes it 93-70. Down on the baseline, Caskey got it into the lane. Shot blocked. Out of there with it come the Titans. Whitehead on the left wing. Rainbow 3 off the back of the rim, no good. The rebound grabbed by Chad Rich. 10 seconds to go. Into the forecourt, Morris. Morris on the right wing, his 3, good. Mark Morris, that may make it our final. 93-73, and Lorain will dribble out the clock, and that will do it here at Elyria. Congratulations to the Titans from Lorain High School. They have won the 2018 Holiday Classic here at the Pioneer Gym. Lorain with a convincing 93-73 win over Vermilion. Lorain is now 8-0 on the year. And Vermilion suffers only their second loss of the season. The Sailors are now 8-2. Lorain with a 20-point win, 93-73.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Lorain High wins the 2018 Holiday Tournament here at the Pioneer Gym as they knock off Vermilion 93-73. Lorain still unbeaten on the year, 8-0, third straight season, and that they've captured the Holiday Classic Championship. And this very good Vermilion team, again, they don't have to hang their heads, but they just ran into this gauntlet of the Titan basketball team tonight, and Vermilion drops to 8-2 with the loss. Lorain seized control early. They put together some runs in the first quarter. They had a 9-0 run and a 6-0 run in that first period, led by 8 at the end of one, 23-15. Pushed it out to a 19-point lead at the half, 48-29. Vermilion had it at a 10-point game, 37-27, about halfway through the second quarter. And then, bang, Lorain with an 11-2 run to close out the first half. That pushed it out to the 19-point lead, and really they were never threatened from that point on. Two teams actually played to a 24-24 draw in the third quarter, but Lorain still had the 19-point lead as we went to the fourth. They were up 72-53 at the end of three, and Lorain just coasted home with the 20-point win, 93-73. So again, the Titans are now 8-0. Next Friday night, home to Maple Heights, and then a week from tomorrow, over at Elyria Catholic High School, it will be Lorain and Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. I don't know how you're going to get your tickets, but get your tickets early for that one next Sunday over at the EC Coliseum. For Vermilion, now 8-2. Thursday night at Willard, and then a week from tonight, home to the Huron Tigers. Let's take a look at the individual numbers for Vermilion. Boy, Kurt Habermill pretty much got everybody in off the bench. So here we go. Off that bench, Cam Caskey, Chad Rich, Davis McDaniel, Sterling Benko, all scoreless. Points off the bench. Ryan Habermill had 2 field goals for 4. Mark Morris hit 2 threes in the fourth, finished up with 6. And Luke Penna came off the bench. He had 3 third-quarter field goals for 6. Starting 5 for the Sailors, it was Seth Hurd with a 4-point ball game tonight. Maurice Miller finished up with 8, and 3 starters in double figures. As Jonah File had a dozen tonight, it was Zach Kovac. Nice post game from Zach tonight. He had 13, and Mason Montgomery would lead Vermilion tonight. Normally the case for Mason, as he had a 20-point effort this evening. Vermilion with a total of 73, quarters of 15, 14, 24, and 20. For the victorious Lorain High Titans, now 8-0 on the year, off the bench, Luis Suarez had 3 points in the ball game. Aaron Whitehead finished up with 5. Aiden Brown had 7 off the bench. Davon Manning came in late in the ball game, and he did not score. Devontae Jackson was also scoreless off the bench. Starting 5, Cam Davis with a 4-point ball game tonight. Jordan Jackson in double figures. He had 10. Deontay Benajan, he had a dozen, and it's that 1-2 punch of Tavon Pierre-Lewis and Devon Grant. Tavon Pierre-Lewis simply outstanding with a 22-point ball game. And if Tavon Pierre-Lewis was outstanding, Devon Grant was sensational. Devon Grant with a 30-point ball game tonight for Lorain High. Titans with a total of 93, quarters of 23, 25, 24, and 21. 93 tonight for the Titans. They win it 93-73 to capture the 2018 Lorain County Holiday Classic here at Elyria. Troy DeFranco, some final thoughts on this one?
Well, before we do that real quick, they just announced the all-tournament team. So it was Tavon Pierre-Lewis for Lorain, Caleb Rogers from Elyria, Taj Saveski from Sandusky, Mason Montgomery from Vermilion, and the MVP, Devon Grant. So
Number 3,
everybody that comes to see Lorain, it's a treat. It really is. Like I said during the broadcast, Vermilion scores 73 points. You think you're going to be in the basketball game, but Lorain just has so many weapons. They know their roles. When you got that 1-2 punch of Grant and Pierre Lewis, it's tough for anybody to guard. But hats off to Vermilion on a great championship game, and with them playing Lorain, Spire, they played some pretty good competition that's only going to help them in the long run.
Absolutely, and that Sandusky Bay Conference is nothing to sniff at either. So again, you get into late February and into March, Kurt Habermill's basketball team is going to be heard from. They've got quality players. They've got a great head coach in Kurt Habermill. They're going to take this game. They're going to utilize the lessons that they're going to learn from this game and really build on this contest.
Yeah, you can be sure that Coach Habermill will build on this, and they're not going to be happy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they expect to win every game that they're in, but they're going to be able to take some positives from this.
And of course, for Lorain High, as we mentioned during the course of the broadcast, they just appear to be clicking on all cylinders. Now, I know John Rossitano doesn't want to hear that because he's saying we got 14 more regular season games and a tournament run to make. But boy, this is just a well-oiled machine right now.
I mean, when you were saying, what are you going to do when you scout against them? I don't know. I mean, there's not a weak link, really. I mean, they all phases of the game, they do very well.
And they showed why again tonight with a 93-73 win over Vermilion to capture the 2018 Holliday Tournament here at Elyria.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.